I'll ask a lot of questions. As you know, coaching is about asking questions to help people move beyond their fears and concerns so that they can, accomplish their goal. And I also think that's the value of having a great coach or mentor or somebody that you can speak to on a weekly basis that can help you, because not having someone else's input, not having another voice, and sometimes not even just hearing yourself talk, you don't always understand what's holding you back. And so I find, like with a lot of my clients, when they're sharing with me their challenges, they're actually listening to what they say, and then they're kind of like, sometimes even surprised by what they say. So that's how we kind of deal with it and help them to move forward.
Well, it's interesting because I think that I think coaches are very important. I mean, I've hired a lot of coaches, and I think you need a coach forever. I'm sure you even have a coach at this point, because every coach seems to have coaches, because we all know we can grow. And it's interesting because I'm sure I'm far older than you are. And people always say to me, well, Gail, don't you know it yet? And I say, when I stop learning, I better stop living. So it's very true. I mean, right. we need this. So would you say that this is for everybody?
I believe so. I turned 50 this year, and my coaches have inspired me in many different levels. I worked with one coach for over 15 years because he was so good as far as getting me to where I want to go. And being in the martial arts my whole life, I've always had a mentor, a guide, a coach, a teacher, someone I could turn to outside of my normal circle to speak to about different things. And so I find that having a coach definitely makes a difference and moves you forward. Earlier this year, I lost my best friend. She died of cancer. It was a very difficult time for me. And working with a coach, he was able to help me to look at the situation a little bit differently. And he allowed me, or helped me, to actually turn my pain into purpose. And I have a new book coming out called Unbreakable. And I talk about that whole experience and how I found purpose in that. And I believe that book will help a lot of people to move forward as well.
Well, you also talk about that with what's going on in the world today, and especially our political climate and so forth, that inner peace is more difficult than ever. So you talk about spirituality, and that's kind of an interesting topic for somebody who's been a martial artist, and although I found most martial artists are pretty calm and pretty, they have a very calm demeanor about them, right. Which you would think would be very different, but it isn't. And so you talk about finding balance in life, and I talk about that too. Mm-hmm. And what I say is that it's different for everybody. I mean, nobody would, they'd say, oh, I want to be just like you, Gail. And I said, no, you don't. I mean, you'd be insane. I mean, you wouldn't be able to, you wouldn't have the stamina to keep my pace. But and my balance is totally different than someone else's balance. Right. And I've gone through 4 or 5 different balances as I got married, had children, they left, my husband passed away. I mean, all kinds of different things. So how do you talk about finding balance?
Well, I talk about finding balance. We have actually a retreat called Finding Balance every April, and we have experiential exercises and different things based on 6 areas that people can actually look at their life and think about how they feel about it. Because you're absolutely right. Everybody has their own sense of balance. And one of the things we try to help them understand is that your life will never be perfectly balanced. You might devote more time to one area than the other. So you're really looking for harmony. Can you get your life to harmonize, to work together, to kind of fit and make sense, so you have a sense of well-being, a sense of peace in your life, that things are going the way you want them to go?
Well, I think that's very true. I think that's a big key to everything, is finding their right place. Mm-hmm. So where can people find you, Karl? Where do they go to find you?
Well, they can find me on daylighttraining.com. That's my website. I talk about my retreats and life coaching and personal development aspect of my stuff there. Edgewater Kung Fu is my martial arts website for those that are interested in martial arts. And I also have a site specifically just for coaches, people who are interested in getting certified as a coach, or if you're a coach and you want to improve in your business, you can reach me at protegecoachtraining.com as well.
So what would be the best one for you think our listeners who are listening to a program on living regret-free? What would the best website for them to go to?
Daylighttraining.com.
Daylighttraining.com. Okay, folks, you heard it here, daylighttraining.com. You know, I would think, tell us a little bit about where do you hold your retreats?
We have our retreats at a place called Menla Mountain. It's a Tibetan retreat in upstate New York. It's 3 days. We include, it's vegan. We include the food, the room, the workbook, the whole experience is all one price. So it's a great opportunity for you to get away. There's no cell phones, there's no internet. So it's definitely a weekend where you're totally disconnected from the rest of the world, and it's all about you. There's Tai Chi and Qigong every single day, as well as the personal development aspect of the training.
Wow. Wow. I don't know if I'd make it there for that. I'm not a vegan. One of my very best friends in San Diego is vegan, and she's always laughing when we go out to dinner because we've got to find a place for her and for me that coincide, you know, right. And she always says, you're carnivorous. You're carnivorous.
You know, you don't have to be vegan. I'm not a vegan, but I know for this weekend we try to change things up, do things different, and challenge people to look at life a little bit differently, and whatever's going to help you, you know?
Exactly. Wow. Well, I think it's been kind of fascinating to listen to your various dimensions, because I love the fact that, that people have such a variety of interests, and you're doing so many things. I think it's wonderful because you've got your your martial arts life, you've got your life coaching life, and you've got your retreat life and your life coaching.
Yes.
Which I think is wonderful. I think, and that's what really, this is what I think is so important for people to recognize. You don't have to do just one thing.
Yes.
I mean, it's wonderful if you are, but you don't have to be. You can be interested in so many different things, and that's what makes people fascinating, is that they can do so many things. So right. I think that you're bringing a wonderful message to everybody. So again, let's give your websites again, because I want to make sure people can get a hold of you.
Sure. Well, it's daylighttraining.com. You can also reach me. I'll give you the number. It's 201-888-2122. That's my office number. So if you're interested in coaching, interested in the retreats that we offer, that's the best way to actually get in touch with me.
Wow, that's fabulous. Well, I want to thank you for being with us today, Karl. It's been absolutely fantastic. And one of these days, maybe our paths will cross. Because
I look forward to that, Gail. Thank you.
You sound like a really interesting person, and I love people who have overcome adversity and come back, stronger than ever. And that's exactly what you've done. So I think that's fantastic as well. And the fact that you had, the empathy and the caring for your friend, that's so meaningful. That is so meaningful, because so many people are occupied with themselves today, and they don't think about too many other people. So thanks for being with us, Karl, and
continue
luck in everything that you do.
Thank you. You too.